Hey gang, back with another update for some 4K releases and some new announcements. So, Disney, who has been sitting on their ass trying to get 4K movies out, which here in Canada is an even bigger kick in the ass because they won't pay for the bilingual packaging, which means we can't get most of the steelbooks that they release, like Edward Scissorhands, Master and Commander, Tron, it goes on and on and on. But lo and behold, Disney, out of nowhere, all of a sudden announced they're going to release a whole shit ton of movies before the end of this year in 4K. So the list is, from what I can gather so far, it's not a huge number of movies, but Con Air, Commando, National Treasure, Strange Days, and The Rock. So, I'm not sure what date they're coming out, but those all have been officially somewhat confirmed by Disney that are coming to 4K in 2026. Now, on to the rumor mill. There's a few movies that are still missing from the 4K situation. Dances with Wolves. I did a video on this about a year ago. This has been the unicorn of 4K titles that have not yet been released in 4K. There was a new remaster done this year in 4K of the 236-minute director's cut. It was screened at the Lorcana Film Festival in Switzerland, I think, in earlier this month, actually. So the chances of us getting a 4K of this movie next year at some point are looking better. Not guaranteed, but better. Who's going to do it? Is it going to be Amazon MGM that's going to release it? Are one of the studio labels going to pick it up? Shout Select, Arrow, Kino Lorber. I mean, Shout Select released this. I mean, the JFK one they did was fantastic. If they can do the same with Dances with Wolves, pack it with a bunch of extra features, making of documentaries, interviews, and all that stuff, bring it on. Day one buy for me. The next movie that's on the rumor mill, Last of the Mohicans. Yes, with Daniel Day-Lewis. This one, again, been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for this one. Michael Mann, apparently, from what I've read online, has realized, hey, wait a minute, there's no 4K of this movie. So apparently he is now actively working on a 4K release of Last of the Mohicans. When it's coming out, who knows? Probably next year sometime. Who knows? But I will definitely keep you updated when I find out any strict street dates that are officially confirmed. But anyway, onward and upward. The next movie we're talking about in the rumor mill is The English Patient, 96 Best Picture winner with Ray Fiennes, Kristen Scott Thomas, and it is apparently coming out next year from Criterion. Criterion is doing a release, which is going to be so good. The one thing that makes me wonder that this isn't officially legit is you're probably familiar with the Criterion Closet videos where actors go in there and they get to pick like 20 movies. I wish I could take 10 minutes in there. Oh my God. But the last few Criterion Closets they did was Ray Fiennes with Juliette Binoche and Kristen Scott Thomas all doing closet picks, which begs to think they were probably in studio at Criterion doing interviews for the new 4K remaster of The English Patient. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get that in early 2027, mid 2027, somewhere in 2027. The last movie we're going to talk about in the rumor mill is Armageddon. Armageddon, a Michael Bay film. I mean, come on. This would look amazing in 4K. I mean, what are we talking about here, guys? They haven't done... The Criterion did a DVD release years and years and years back. Really good, but this movie definitely needs a 4K. That being said, in 2024, December 2024, they had a screening in LA of a remastered 4K cut of Armageddon with Dolby Atmos, HDR, the whole 9 yards. So hopefully we're going to see that coming out next year sometime. Disney's been terrible about putting out their catalog titles, especially in 4K. Warner puts out about 14 or 15 of them a year. Disney, I mean, last year we got the Hamilton. That's one of the only ones I actually got was Hamilton. It cost me a fucking fortune. $140 for the 4K collector's edition. Worth it, 100%. Not regretting it at all. But holy shit, I want to stop having to pay through the nose for these titles that we should be able to get just at regular retail rather than having to scrounge on the net and order it from overseas in some cases, like I did with Sound of Music. So, fingers crossed, we're going to get these movies. As for what's coming out this week, Disclosure Day, the Steven Spielberg movie, which I actually did pick up in 4K. The Mandalorian and Grogu is supposed to be out today. However, Sony apparently dropped the ball and is late on getting them out to retail. So if you go to Walmart or Sunrise or Best Buy, well, Best Buy doesn't sell movies anymore. But yeah, that movie's not available yet for purchase. Hopefully soon. I know a lot of people were excited for this one to be coming out. So hopefully Sony gets off their ass and gets these movies to retail as quickly as possible. Other than that, Backrooms came out today, which is weird because it officially got released on the 18th. I ordered it off Amazon on the 21st and got it on Saturday. The Blu-ray 4K release are today at retail. It is available. But kind of weird with the whole release schedule for that one. Other than that one, we've got Fast and the Furious, the 25th anniversary edition. God, I feel old. But I did pick that one up too. Dolby Atmos, HDR, Dolby Vision. Dolby Atmos on this is going to look really good. My wife was kind of like, what the fuck did you buy the Fast and the Furious? I'm like, hey, the first movie was good. By the time they got to the Tokyo Drift and thereon, it just became not a movie series about car racing. It became like sort of pseudo James Bond spy, whatever. And like they're launching the fucking cars into outer space now. Like, come on. But the original movie was actually really good. So I didn't have too many regrets about adding that to my collection. Enemy at the Gates 4K Steelbook came out today. That's also available. Sheep Detectives, which was on Prime, is still on Prime if you want to watch it there. One of the best movies I've seen all year, actually, ironically enough. I mean, yeah, Sheep Detectives, really? Yes, really. Other than that, Reacher Season 3 came out. A little late. Reacher Season 4 is currently on Prime. And Reacher Season 5 is currently filming in Oshawa. I've seen a lot of pictures on Facebook with fans meeting Alan Ritchson in person, taking pictures with him. I'd love to be able to get down there, but, you know, time constraints and all that. I'd love to see if he's actually as big in real life as he looks on the show. But, anywho, as for upcoming street dates, I got some titles for you here. Some of them are newly announced, but let's go down the list here. Supergirl, remember that trashy movie? Yeah, September 8th for the 4K release, Blu-ray for that one. Toy Story 5, currently available on digital download and iTunes. It's coming out on disc September 22nd in 4K. Makes me wonder whether they're going to do a 4K remaster of the other 4 movies, because I don't think they've done any of the Toy Stories in 4K. I might be wrong. Correct me in the comments down below if you know for a fact that there is a 4K. I've been waiting off on buying these movies for a while because they just keep pumping them out, even though they should have stopped after the third one. I mean, that, in my opinion, was the best ending they could have had. But, I mean, they got to keep milking that cow. Next up, 2 big ones that just got announced. Dead Poets Society and Mrs. Doubtfire, both in 4K, coming September 29th. Those will be day one purchases for me. Anything Robin Williams. I mean, the guy was a fucking genius. Don't get, like, there's no arguing it. Project Hail Mary is getting a steelbook on October 13th. Now, when I heard this announced, I was like, the 4K they put out was pretty light on special features. There was a director's commentary, some cutscenes, and a little short, like, video about Rocky. And I was sitting there thinking, you know, what the hell? Where's the making of documentaries? Where's the cast and crew interviews? Where's, like, the behind the scenes on how they actually made Rocky work, and, you know, some more in-depth stuff on that? Thinking, hey, the steelbook's probably going to have all that included. The same way they did with One Battle After Another, where the original release had no special features at all. And then they came out with a steelbook about 3 months later that had all the making of documentaries and all that good stuff. This one, however, Project Hail Mary, it is the exact same disc that is currently available for purchase with the same special features, only it's in a steelbook and it's an Amazon exclusive. So it's not only going to be hard to find and expensive because it's Amazon. I think the Steelbook's retailing for around 50 US. But anybody that's going to be buying this thinking, hey, extra special features, nope, 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 nope. If you got the 4K already, unless you're really jonesing for that Steelbook case, I'd say pass on this one because you're not getting any more bang for your buck. After that, we've got Masters of the Universe coming out October 20th. Again, this movie did terribly at the box office. The critics hated it. I loved it. I thought it was cheesy as fuck, dumb as hell, but so fun and such a good time. Brought me back to my days of coming home from school in like fourth grade, popping on the TV, Scooby-Doo, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Transformers. What an afternoon that was. But yeah, October 20th for that one. Frankenstein, the Guillermo del Toro version, is getting a 4K Criterion release on October 27th, just in time for Halloween. This one's going to look really good, I bet. Criterion, as you well know, they don't fuck around when they do their releases. They're top drawer, always have been, always will be. That'll probably be a day one for many people. Another huge title that got announced a little while ago, coming November 3rd, Gone with the Wind in 4K, the 1939 Best Picture winner. Yes, long overdue. I saw a short clip of the restored footage on YouTube. Obviously not in full 4K glory and all that stuff, but just from a 1080p TV, the 4K restoration looks incredible. The detail on the costumes, the coloring, the whole 9 yards. It's going to be a beauty. And it's probably been about 30 years since I've watched it, so I'm really looking forward to getting a snow day sometime down the road and just plunking down and then for an afternoon and watching the entire thing from start to finish. It's probably going to be on 2 discs, the same way they did Ben-Hur. So a little less compression, more room for the files and the audio and the picture and everything else. So look for that on November 3rd. Memoirs of a Geisha is coming on November 10th in 4K. That also would probably be looking pretty sweet in a 4K transfer. What do we got? Ooh, Criterion is doing Wild at Heart with Nick Cage. 4K release November 17th. Two more big titles coming out that day. I'm surprised they're doing this. Apparently it's confirmed that these street dates are legit. The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day are both coming out on November 17th. Spider-Man Brand New Day is probably going to have a digital release sometime mid to late October. The Odyssey is doing digital and 4K disc the same day. So, two of the biggest movies of the year, both releasing on the same day in 4K. Holy shit. Odyssey, I've heard, is going to have the full IMAX aspect ratio. Spider-Man, there's multiple versions available. There's a Steelbook, all the other versions, exclusives, slip covers and all that stuff. But both of those will be November 17th. Criterion is also releasing The Right Stuff from 1983 about the astronauts on November 24th. Long overdue release. 4K for this will look most likely beautiful. Audio is going to be great. Day one for me on that one. House of the Dragon Season 3 releases December 1st. That's going to be 4K Blu-ray DVD. So pick your poison on that one. I'm not really into that show, so whatever. Another big announcement was The Sopranos complete series in 4K is getting a massive box release on December 8th. Older show. A lot of people have already owned the series on Blu-ray or DVD. I know a friend of mine, after the series ended, was so disgusted with how it ended, he brought all of his seasons into Blockbuster and traded them in disgust. But for those of you who are still fans of the series, that's going to be a 4K release December 8th. Not sure about retail price. Probably not going to be cheap, but. And lastly, there is rumblings, nothing confirmed yet, that AI, artificial intelligence, the Steven Spielberg movie, is going to get a 4K release before the end of this year. Blu-ray.com has it listed as December 28th, which is usually a placeholder when we're not sure what the street date is. But that one will be coming sooner rather than later. So yeah, there's the roundup for the next little while. If I get any more dates confirmed on any other movies that may be coming out, I will post another video. But in the meantime, Comment down below which ones of these movies are you most excited for? Which ones are going to be a day one purchase? Which ones are you passing on? Are you jonesing for the steel books of all these? Are you just going to go regular Blu-ray, regular 4K? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to reach 250 subscribers. You know, baby steps. And yeah, we'll post some more videos in the next little while. Probably do a reaction video to Doomsday and some of the other stuff they announced at D23. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and we'll catch you on the next video.